You can read the books, analyze your patterns, and map out exactly where your reactions come from. Yet, despite all this self-awareness, you remain stuck. You still fire a defensive reply to a stressful email. You repeat the same argument with your partner, word for word. You make the same boundary compromises, even knowing why you shouldn't. This diagram illustrates the insight trap. When awareness doesn't change your behavior, it functions as a sophisticated form of escapism. You have all the inner knowing isolated on one side, but it fails to cross over into embodied living on the other. Crossing this divide requires moving beyond knowledge and identifying the specific mechanics that turn an internal realization into an external action. Insight acts as a map, but a map is not the journey itself. To change your actual life, you must move from studying the geography to walking the terrain through a deliberate process of integration. That system is built into a 32-day process called Bring Heaven to Earth. It serves as a framework designed specifically to build that bridge over the insight trap. The bridge starts with purification, observing your fears. Next, stabilization wedges a pause before reacting. Then, activation locates your inner compass. Finally, embodiment completes the structure by applying these stages in reality. While this four-step sequential logic is perfectly sound on paper, human psychology guarantees that attempting to execute it entirely in isolation usually leads right back to where you started. When you face the intense discomfort of altering a core behavior, the human brain will almost always default to the path of least resistance. Doing this work alone breeds illusion. You convince yourself you're making progress, when in reality, you're hiding to avoid daily friction. To bypass this psychological blind spot, the framework utilizes mandated external accountability, guided by Willem Sternenberg. The mechanics of this support are precise. Over the 32 days, 8 live group sessions are spaced strategically, twice a week, to anchor the entire process. These sessions act as a mandatory quality control check. Through community reflection, the natural friction of other people pulls you out of your intellectualizing and forces you to confront reality. External accountability operates as the indispensable load-bearing mechanism required to keep your new behaviors from collapsing under the heavy weight of old habits. Feeling deeply inspired on the final day of a program is a poor metric for measuring actual growth. That temporary high almost always fades. This document is the program's true metric, the integration map. You build a personalized charting of the specific patterns you released and the exact compass alignments you gained over the course of the journey. The true test of this map begins after the program ends, navigating a crisis on day 33, your stress levels on day 60, and your relationships on day 90. Success is found in tangible micro-changes. It looks like pausing for 1 full second before replying to a harsh comment. It looks like communicating your needs clearly and trusting your own decisions implicitly. Lasting transformation rarely happens in a single cinematic breakthrough. It is forged entirely in the mundane, repeated discipline of choosing differently in the ordinary moments of your day. We often treat peace as a sanctuary. We assume that to find any clarity, we first have to escape our messy, stressful environments and retreat from the world. In this framework, heaven describes a state of conscious presence, an internal stillness, and earth represents the messy reality where that presence must be applied. The ultimate task is to drag your deep inner truth directly into the most uncomfortable places. You carry that awareness into workplace conflicts, difficult conversations, and the daily uncertainties that used to derail you. You gain agency the moment you stop searching for a temporary escape and begin using your internal compass to interact with the world around you.